Hi everyone, Adrienne Everheart with you. This is in my Femme series about how to get a man to love you deeply, really inspire him to chase you, pursue you, and have that feminine energy attraction that really drives all men wild, makes them really captivated by a feminine energy woman. Now today I'm going to be talking about how to know if you're ready to let go of a relationship. Every day I get a message from someone either on my Facebook group, I Heart Love Academy, or through my email, and they say, Adrienne, I've done this, this, and this. Should I walk away now? Should I end it? My answer is really a simple one, and that is a woman always knows when to walk away. You really know when it's time to walk away. So only you know this. Only you know when this is really the time that I need to walk away and I need to sever myself from this relationship. Now, if you're married, I encourage you to make sure that you do everything you can, because sometimes we're so angry at our partner that the idea of getting away from them, that satisfaction feels so wonderful to us, we assume that it will always feel that way. And it's just not true. You're going to get that temporary satisfaction of leaving the relationship and giving your partner what for, but then real life is going to set in. And that's absolutely what happened to me. Is at first I met a person very quickly right after my husband and I had decided to part ways. My first husband, he swept me off my feet, and it was this wonderful relationship. And then just 6 months later, he dumped me. Really cold-heartedly dumped me. And wow, how the world has changed. While I was a young person and growing up and I was happily married, the world had changed unbeknownst to me. How men treated women had changed. So what am I saying here? Let's start over with a happy marriage. A healthy marriage will give you wonderful health benefits, as will a happy, healthy relationship with a man. If you're in a healthy relationship with him, the two of you as a couple will be more healthy. And this has a lot to do with how you're treating one another, how you're talking to one another. But I'm going to share some tips with you about how to turn this around if you can, or decide to walk away. The first thing I want to share with you is really understanding what makes your partner feel loved. Now that sounds like a no-brainer, but really taking the time to find out what makes your partner feel loved. There's that very popular book, The 4 Love Languages. If you haven't read it or checked it out or looked at it online, I highly encourage you do. But know what makes your partner feel loved. Know how you can really touch their heart. Now, of course, I believe that you should be practicing feminine energy and being your feminine energy and coming from this warm place of authenticity. That alone takes practice on your part as a woman to learn how to access that and be in that energy with the man. So when you couple that with knowing his love language, knowing what makes him feel loved, you really will have him in the palm of your hand. The next thing that keeps a marriage really strong is shared interest. Again, this might sound just really, of course, shared interest, but I want you to go a little bit deeper and even have some interest in things that your partner's interested in that maybe you're not really very inclined. So a lot of musical styles that my husband was into, I was really turned off by. I thought they were just noise, or I didn't see the talent. But then the more time that I spent with him and I was just open and receptive to what could be here, what could interest me, my ears actually developed a new way of hearing and listening to music and seeing these artists perform. So I want you to just see what interest your partner has and see if you can't show some curiosity for their interest. And if there's an interest that you have, I can't really say he's going to want to go to the candle store with you or go to Bath and Body or go to your knitting group. So there are some activities that you just want to have with your girlfriends that are really strong, that strengthen you in your feminine energy and get you feeling good about yourself with your sisterhood. But also, what are some things that you can do with him or even as a family? It can be something as simple as after dinner, let's all take a walk together, or let's play a card game, or let's have some family time and have a shared interest together. So my husband and I love to listen to certain podcasts together. And I'm not always into those podcasts as much as he is, but I can definitely take a little time and enjoy them with him. These are great ways to bond with a man. Also, if there is a concert he wants to take you to, if you can stand with him during that concert, enjoy the music, and have an open mind to it, he will really, really feel close to you. So shared interests, very important to have. Now, on the subject of knowing when to walk away or when to stay, one thing that I've found is really important is that you have to have the mindset that I want to stay in this, that I want to fix whatever's wrong, and I want to be here with my partner. And you can always look at this as there's 3 ways of doing things. There's the way you've been doing them. There's what you've been doing, and it's not likely going to produce a new result. Then there is, you could just walk away. I can leave him, I can be done with this relationship and walk away. Or you can change things about yourself. You can change how you're speaking to him, how you're responding to him, and how you're treating him. Now, if he's rolling his eyes at you and treating you with contempt and shutting down on you and saying hurtful things to you, this is going to be really difficult for you. This is where women, you are the one in the relationship that can change it for the both of you by just starting with how you feel. So heads up, ladies, anything you do that makes a man feel blamed, guilted, or wrong is not going to lead you to any sort of positive conclusion. I don't care if you have the best case and defense against him as to why you're feeling this terrible way, and you can come at him with every single reason why you're feeling this way and he has made you feel terrible and done all these hurtful things to you. If you come at it from that approach, he's just going to go the other direction. He's going to shut down. So this is about learning how to craft what you're feeling and what you're saying in a way that produces a positive result. The mindset that you first have to have is, I want to see this working. I want to see this work out. And just take a moment to ask yourself, what would that look like? So for example, if my husband and I have a little tiff or a little argument or misunderstanding, sometimes, in the midst of it, I'll just take a quick second and say, how do I want this to end? And I want to see us hugging each other, each saying I'm sorry, and cuddling up, having a bowl of popcorn, watching our favorite movie, or having a beautiful, wonderful weekend. I just take a moment and capture that image in my head. Then I work backwards. How can I get to that place from where I'm at now? It is something as simple as, and I teach you this in my 500 Ways to Talk to a Man ebook. It also comes with a 2-day video series. It's the golden statement, the golden phrase, which is, I feel, I don't want, and what do you think? Or I'm curious how you feel. You can apply that to anything that's going on with a man and begin fixing it very quickly. So I'm feeling so sad about how we're speaking to each other, and I don't want to control the outcome. I don't want to, be our therapist. What do you think we should do? You see, you let the man solve it. Or I'm curious how you feel. And you go to him and you can get him into solving mode. That gets him out of this defensive, angry, I'm going to blame you, everything's wrong with you, because men can really shut down and start going down that really dark path. And so can we. We can do a very similar thing. So this isn't about learning how to have special treatment for your man and how to speak to him in a certain way that he can hear. It is about making it work. If you want to make your relationship work, practice some of these. See what happens. And ladies, when that man does begin to come around to you, even if he's said terrible, horrible things to you, because they'll do it. I'm very much real and open about that. So even after he's said or done this horrible thing, there is a moment that he will come back to you with his tail between his legs, or in a very humble way, hat in hand, and come to you and want to start to make things better with you. And that is when often women are like, I'm still mad at you, and we're still shut down. So now you have a situation where the guy is finally doing right by you and you're shutting down. You got to let him back in. You got to let him back in. All right. So practice some of those. Let me know how it goes. Again, only you know when it is right to walk away from a man. And to recap, You want to have the mentality that you want to stay married, you want to stay in this relationship, you want to have that final conclusion, that final picture in your head of how you want this to work. You want to understand what makes your partner feel loved. Is it a love language, one of the love languages that you can relate to, and make sure you're practicing that. And then the last thing is you want to make sure that you and your partner have some sort of shared interest, that even on your worst day, you can say to him, oh no, our favorite guy's been traded from our baseball team, or look at the fall leaves, I can't wait to get outside and hike. You're able to have something where you guys can connect, because there are so many pressures in this world. Just as standalone single people, you come together as a unit. You want to be strong together. You are there to support and love one another, and you can absolutely turn your relationship around and make this happen. Now, for those of you who already know, you're familiar with some of my programs, my best-selling ebook is 500 Ways to Talk to a Man, full of scripts, guides, examples, ways to get in your feminine energy and find what you feel instead of going the logical route, which will often compete with the man or challenge the man or put him on the defensive. I want you to go back to your natural state of speaking and being, which is in your feminine energy. I also have a great program called New Man Manifesto. It is by far my largest and most solid course that I have. It does talk about manifestation tools, but it also implements the feminine energy tools that I teach you. It comes with the VIP library. I also have Dating Unzipped, which is 2 different classes. It's 7 classes total with my good friend Helena Hart. It also comes with that VIP library. We don't talk about that library much, but it is full of so many wonderful things that you will use forever. Sometimes I even go in there and read a couple of things and get a little boost in my energy. And then I also have the ABCs to get him back. And this is if you really have a man that you love, he's slipping away, you're starting to feel distance with that man. These are tips that you can pull him back into your life. It's also just a great course in learning how to speak to a man, find your feelings, learning how to date, as is New Man Manifesto. So even if you're married, dating is an important part that you want to have in your relationship, because even though you're not going out on dates, you're receiving masculine energy from men, which revs up and increases your feminine energy, which makes you more attractive to your partner. So just check out some of those. As always, if you like this video, please do give it a thumbs up. And I love to hear from you in the comment section. I try to answer every single one. So if you have a quick question, feel free to drop it in the comment section. All right, thanks so much for tuning in. I hope you're enjoying my fem videos here. And I look forward to hearing from you in the comment section, and much love. Bye-bye.